Hey, what's up, guys? Chubby Retro here again with another issue of EGM. And I found this magazine and I wanted to rush over and do a video because I'm sure that everybody has a game that, brings back memories, brings back a certain time period, takes you back to a certain place in your life. And one of the games for me, obviously, Nintendo was Super Mario Brothers. Then I remember vividly Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. When I play that game, it takes me back to the first time I saw it, and I was like, "Wow, this thing looks fantastic. How are things going to look better than this?" And then Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64. I remember on release day when we connected the N64, booted up Super Mario 64, it was like, holy moly. Ocarina of Time, when we put that game in the system, it was like, wow, this is something that I'm never going to forget. And more recently, in the more modern times, there was a game that I played, well, that we all played, that sticks with me to this day. I go back to it every now and then, and I love that game. And that game is Gears of War. And so this video is going to be from November 2006. It's issue 209, and it's Gears of War. This thing, I remember when we bought the Xbox 360. It was a system that we were excited about. I never got into the first Xbox. I got into the Xbox 360, and we bought one, had it set up, and then when I started seeing the videos, the first trailer, I guess you could say, for Gears of War with that song, I forget off the top of my head who it was. When I saw that video, that trailer or whatever, it was like, dude, that game looks awesome, and it was. And so this game was a game that was just like, wow, it looked fantastic. The story was great, and the multiplayer was great. So I got this magazine here. I wanted to go ahead and take a look at it, and we'll discuss Gears of War for the majority of this video, just because it was a game that I love so much. But anyway, the front cover here, Gears of War, multiplayer, hands-on, vehicles, new screens, PS3 and Wii, next-gen previews. So there was two covers. This was the Human Curb Stomp cover, and then there was a second one. And in the back, there's going to be Maple Story, play free, so it must be some type of online game. Not familiar with this game at all. Maybe some of you are, but let's take a look. So as you open up the magazine here, and I'm trying to fix a camera here, but anyway, as we take a look here, it's going to be ATV Off-Road Fury 4, and this magazine is not that thick. As I showed you guys in previous editions, when it first came out, it was super thick, and now it's just, it got to a point where this was the magazine. Still decent, but nowhere near, the old ones. So Need for Speed Carbon. So now we're in 2006. Now we're in I think the most recent of the videos. Everything else was, 90s, 99, 2000, I think was as far as we got. But now we're going to jump ahead to 2006 just because of the game that's covered in this issue. And let me fix this camera a little bit just because I could not control my excitement. But anyway, Splinter Cell, Double Agent, GameCube, PlayStation, Xbox. Now we're online. Now we're playing online games. So I like the first Splinter Cell. PSP, PS2, Valkyrie Profile, Full Auto 2, Battle Lines. Cover story, like we've already mentioned. I'm sure you guys can tell my excitement versus previous issues. But yeah, the cover story is going to be Gears of War, control issues, joysticks for babies, see how the PS3 and Wii use motion sensing controls. Nice gimmick. Is it feasible? Could you play games consistently with motion? I don't know. So we have an Intel ad here. And then we also have, this light's kind of bright. It's kind of getting a lot of a reflection. Dark Kingdom. There we go. Letters and Black Hawk Down, Delta Force. SOCOM was another game, PS2 era, that was really, really awesome. A ad for deodorant. Final Fantasy 12 on Halloween 2006. Playing with Power, just in time for the election season. EGM pegs the politicians who are taking pains to put games in their campaign. So we had Joseph Lieberman and Arnold. Put the cookie down. Hillary Clinton, Lowenstein, and Yi. And then we have the Xbox camera, SaveVegas.com, which is probably a Rainbow Six ad. And then we have here Emergence Day, Gears of War, 11/12/06. Now, mind you, when this game came out, like I said, this was a game that I was constantly playing. I was recently married. I had just gotten married. And, you know, when you're getting married, you don't have kids or anything. So on our free time, I would, you know, start up the Xbox 360 and play Gears of War. And I remember one time my mother-in-law was over and I was playing, and, you know, Gears of War, you're chainsawing guys and what have you. And she was like, you know, one day when you have kids, are you going to play these games and, you know, let your kids see these games? And I said, yeah, why not? Won't hurt them. T minus 1 month until next gen impact. So your monthly prep for PS3 and Wii liftoffs. So now we're looking at the anticipation for the PS3 and the Wii. So we're going from the GameCube launch was 2001, the PS2 launch was 2000. So there was a lot of anticipation and a lot of excitement. Potential games, PS3 games, and Wii games. Layer for PS3. So now we're starting to see all these new games coming out for the new systems, and the graphics are just like something we've never seen. And so there's anticipation, there's excitement. Like I mentioned, I was a PlayStation guy at this point. I had my PS3 and I bought the Xbox 360. And of course, I actually spent the night in front of, I don't know if it was GameStop yet or if it was EB Games. Spent the night, I was first in line to get a Wii on release day. Slept there the whole night, cold. Luckily, my sister would bring me food, and it was worth it. Just Cause for PlayStation 2. 99 Nights for Xbox 360. Vice City Stories coming out to the PSP. And the PlayStation 3 was a good looking system. I thought it was really good looking. Red Steel for the Wii. You know, this was a good game. It showed that Nintendo was willing to put some more mature titles on the system from the get-go. And was it perfect? No, it wasn't. Was it a decent game? Was it something that kind of showed that Nintendo was really ready to learn from their previous, mistakes and change things up? I think it was. Just like Zombie U on the Wii U. Here's a picture of me. I remember I came out on this issue. It was a pretty exciting time. And then we have, what is this? Is this Tony Hawk? Tony Hawk. One of those games that you can just pick up, play for an hour, half an hour, and really enjoy it and then get back to your normal life. Spider-Man, Dead or Alive Extreme 2. Wolverine, Ultimate Alliance. License to Buzzkill. I remember Matrix. Do you guys remember the Matrix game? I remember when that game first came out, it was like, whoa, this is going to be cool. It was fun. It wasn't great, but it was fun. I got it for the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken. And this was a good game too, Ultimate Alliance. SmackDown vs. Raw 07. Heavenly Sword, an ad for Comcast Internet. Introducing a blazing fast 8 megabyte connection. Holy moly, 8 megabytes, wow. Star Trek Tactical Assault. Tony Hawk Project 8. Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. PSP was a system that had a lot of potential. I don't know what happened there, but that had some good games. Lego Maniacs. Phantasy Star Universe. Rainbow Six Vegas. They'll come out eventually. So we're talking about Metal Gear Solid 4. We're talking about Super Smash Bros. Brawl. We're talking about Twilight Princess. Final Fantasy 13. And Ace Combat. The top 10 best-selling games. We'll just go with the top 5. It's going to be NCAA 07 for the PS2, Xbox 360. New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. Grand Theft Auto Liberty Stories for the PS2. And NCAA Football for the Xbox. And then we have a game, Importuner. Sony Thinks Pink. There was a pink PS2 Slim. And Bully. This is a game that I think they need to make a remaster and release it. I never caught it on the PS2 because I didn't have a PS2. But I would definitely pick it up if it came out on a remastered version. .hack GU Rebirth. Guitar Hero. Talk about a series that needs to make a comeback. I don't know if it could just because of how expensive the licensing would be for music. But that's a game that I wish, now that I have kids that are old enough, I wish there would be a new Guitar Hero. Activision, Harmonix, whoever owns that license, I'm very influential in the YouTube, scene. Of course, I say that with sarcasm. We need a new Guitar Hero, or a new rock band. I need to sit there with my kids and be able to rock and play some Guitar Hero or Rock Band. That's necessary. We have the rumor mail here. The coupon for Splinter Cell. Some coming soon games. SOCOM. That was an awesome game. That was another fun game. NFL Street 3. Tony Hawk Project 8. Sonic the Hedgehog. We have an ad here for some computers. Now here's an article talking about emotion controls. I mean, who really used the motion controls on their PS? What is it, 2 or 3? Yeah, PS3. Who really used those motion controls? I mean, they were there, but it's fun, but it's a gimmick. You know, even like Mario Galaxy, I prefer to play Mario Galaxy on the Switch with regular controls versus the motion stuff. It's fun. It works for Wii Sports. It doesn't work for a Madden game. It doesn't work for a Galaxy, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. NBA 07. I mean, like Call of Duty 3. I mean, that's cute that you can do that, but that's not. I don't think it's realistic. You know, I mean, especially with this control, this at least is made more for your hands to do movement. This is just a regular controller that you're just doing this. Devil Summoner. Some mobile games. Who had a Motorola Razr? back in the day. Okay, so we spend a day with Gears of War and my head explodes. So Cliffy B, who created Gears of War, this was a fantastic game. This was something that it felt new, it felt fresh. I remember the story was just as good as a multiplayer, but the multiplayer was so good. I mean, we would get together and we would play online with some friends. And I mean, it was fantastic. I mean, we'll play with my sister's ex-boyfriend. Well, now he's, now he's the ex-boyfriend, but he was her boyfriend at the time. Um, my friend Lupe, shout out to Lupe, Artie. Um, we would play online with a guy named Pools of Darkness. I don't know where Pools is at, but Pools of Darkness. It was just fantastic. And it was funny because I was not good with any other weapon but the chainsaw. I couldn't shoot. I couldn't use. Some guys were proficient in the shotgun. Some guys were proficient in a bow and arrow. With the Lancer, I was not that proficient. I could take a guy out here and there, but my go-to was the chainsaw. I knew how to sneak up on guys and I could take them out. And I consistently, it was almost like a running joke that when everybody died and I was the only one still alive, that, it was like, oh, you know what he's going to do. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. But there was numerous occasions that I would sneak up on guys in multiplayer and just sneak up to and chainsaw. There was times that I would chainsaw 4 guys, boom, 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 boom. And it was like, once the team would combine again, and it was like, what the heck? How did you take out that whole team and you were by yourself and all you did was chainsaw? I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I was fantastic at chainsawing. That's all I was good at. But and sometimes it didn't work. Sometimes they would take me out because I wasn't proficient in anything else. But to chainsaw, it was an adrenaline rush. I hung my hat on that technique. It got to a point where that's all I even did. I didn't even shoot. I would just chainsaw. And the fact that you had the headset and you can talk, trash to the other guys, it was good times. It was good times. The graphics, the gore, the gameplay, the controls, fantastic. Fantastic. Probably the game that I had the most fun with in my whole gaming life. And I mean, it just brings back memories. Such good memories of simpler times. The characters, the story. I mean, this was chef's kiss. This was the epitome, the upper echelon of gaming. And the solo campaign was good too. I mean, like I said, I will go back and play the solo campaign and I enjoy it just as much as I did when I first played it. And of course, but the multiplayer is the thing. I mean, it was so fun. I mean, I can't even, you can probably hear it in my voice. I just can't even explain how fun that was. It's a fantastic game. And all the other ones were good too. 2, a lot of people hate on, when you get to 3, when you get to 4, when you get to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're not as good. They're still good games. They're still good games. They're not as good as the first. But I mean, it's the curb stomping, but the chainsaw. The chainsaw, I mean, that was it. That was it, the chainsaw. See, I wasn't doing this. I wasn't sniping. There was some of the guys that we would play with that we would snipe, that were good snipers, I mean. There was guys that with the bow and arrow, the shotgun, up close, close combat. They were fantastic. I was not, that my go-to was a Lancer chainsaw. And I kicked butt. I'm sorry to toot my own horn, but I kicked butt. Good times. Destroy All Humans 2, this is a very good game. And then I have my Xbox controller. Got this one here. I mean, I love that. I mean, to this day, I love this. I love this controller. I try to take care of it, but I love that game, Gears of War. Fantastic. Cliffy B, thank you very much. Game of the month is going to be Final Fantasy 12. And then let's see, all these guys are new review crew. Let's see, we still have Dan Shu. Who else is old school guys here? Dan, Crispin, and I think that's it. Everybody else is new. We got a young lady that's involved, Jennifer Sao. I like the way this review looks, as opposed to the previous versions. I like this. It's focusing on the game. It's showing. So this was a very good job, good upgrade. So there's some good games there. NBA 2K7, very good game. Just Cause was actually a fun game. It didn't do too well ratings-wise, but I enjoyed it. Scarface, I enjoyed that game too. Ratings-wise, was it so good? No, but it was fun. Destroy All Humans 2. My son actually just we bought him the first and second, and he played them. He enjoyed them. Yeah, as you can see here, 7, 6.5, 6. I mean, it wasn't good. It was a Grand Theft Auto kind of clone, but it worked. And then I loved changing the face plates on the Xbox 360. That was a good system. If it wasn't because of the darn red ring of death, Fast and Furious, I actually upgraded. I was fortunate in the sense that I bought my Xbox 360 from Sam's Club, and my sister worked at Sam's Club at the time, so I was able to consistently, and I hate to say it, whenever the new, there was new versions that would come out with a smaller die for the chips that would supposedly save energy so that it wouldn't overheat. So like the Elite, and then there was different versions of that based on the serial number, model numbers. I would consistently kind of exchange them at Sam's just because of their warranty. And I was able to kind of stay on top of it and always have a pretty good Xbox 360 that was still working after the whole red ring fiasco. So we're still Final Fantasy 12, Dance Dance Revolution, Baton Kaitos Origins for GameCube, Bounty Hounds, and then is this Crystal Chronicles? Gangs of London. Is that like The Getaway? Is that part of the Getaway series? That was a good game too, The Getaway, on PS2. Oh no, this is Final Fantasy 3. Is it a remake for the DS? Scourge, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, NHL 2K7, Magical Star Sign, Touch Detective, NBA 2K7. Reviews wrap up. The games that were too little too late. The Godfather. I still have that for my Xbox 360. That was another fantastic game, and it was fun. It was, Mafia, like Mafia 1. But because it had the characters, the license from The Godfather, it just made it that much better. Enjoyed that game very much. Blitz the League, Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, Children of Mana. The reviews archive here. NBA 2K7 games, video game website, The Saga of Yule Boll, right? Yeah, the horror filmmaker. Has anybody seen that those Winnie the Pooh movies? Those are pretty gory. Not great, but they're fun movies if you like that kind of stuff. EGM Retro, so there's some old systems here. The Wonder Swan, MSX, another .com ad. Final Word on Final Fantasy, another .com ad. Next month is the December issue and another .com ad. The Navy SEALs, a little comic here, and the back cover. So as you guys can see, I was excited to look at this magazine just because of this. That is a game that holds a special place in my heart. Go ahead and like and subscribe, guys. Comment. Refer me to anybody that you know that's into the gaming. I would greatly appreciate it. We're growing little by little, and it's exciting for me. Leave in the comments if there's any games that kind of touched you as much as Gears of War. Wait. That's correction. That you enjoyed. That was the wrong words to say. A game that you enjoyed as much as I obviously enjoyed Gears of War. What are games that bring back memories to you? Go ahead, leave it in the comments. And thank you so much for watching, guys. And we will catch you on the next one.